we don't let our circumstances change our standard. The standard is if you walk out there with that Red Wolf shirt on and you're playing for our defense, that you have to know your alignment, know your assignment, and play with unbelievable effort. And that's what we do. No matter who it is, the names may change, but the game ain't changing, or the standard's not changing, or the expectations. And so, do we have to work around somebody's ability where Humes was a tall corner, and now Wag will be in that position to try to make that? Yeah, you have to give and take there. But as far as what's expected, that won't change. Jeremy Smith. I mean, I was talking to him. He's the corner from Atlanta. You know, he played quarterback in just a little defense, so that transition was a little tougher for him. But because Coach Pascal's done such a great job with our special teams, the experience that he got covering kicks and being a hold-up guy on punt return or being on kickoff return, those things have carried over. Plus the experience from the bowl game practices and the bowl game has allowed him to mature and understand that transition wasn't as tough as he thought it was going to be. He was sitting in my office a couple of days ago, and I said, Jeremy, tell me what's the difference from last year to where you are now? He said, Coach, I can't believe I made it that complicated. It really wasn't a hard game, but he said, it seems like everything is slowed down to me. And that's what you want from a player, is to understand that he understands the concept of the defense as opposed to I just got my guy and blind. He knows why the safety's there. He knows the situations from football, whether it's the score, the time on the clock, where the ball's being placed. He can put all those things together now, where before he just knew he had that guy. And that was it, you know. And so that maturity level is going to be huge for us. And then we signed a freshman, AJ Canatano. I haven't been out there with him, but to hear the strength coach, every time he talks, he brings his kid's name up. And you know, I've always judged by when older players, receivers say, okay, that little freshman you signed, he's pretty good. That tells you something right there. And it means something when that happens. Having a freshman is like standing him in the putting him in the bathtub, and he thinks he's going to drown. All he has to do is stand up. He thinks he's in deep water. He's really not. The game doesn't change, just your address change. The speed of the game changes some for him, but I think they get so caught up with things that they can't control. You know, they can't control the weather, they can't control the crowd, and they're so worried about stuff that's out of their control that once the light comes on and they see these are the things that I can control, and they take ownership of that, it makes a difference. But Coach Coughlin is really meticulous about everything that we do. We have looked through things from the number of reps to how many times we tackled, how many times we didn't tackle between the first 4 ball games as opposed to when the conference started. We've broken every bit of everything down. We burned the midnight oil up here. I'm tired of seeing Coach Coughlin, and we haven't even started yet, just so you know. So, but we have been in detail on those things, and so we're going to implement some new things and try some things out. But the biggest deal is we have to be smart. The corners have a lot of experience because I've got some seniors in there that have played. The safeties are at a different speed. They're newcomers learning the defense for the first time. So we can't move to this thing if the safeties aren't ready to get to that point. Or if the linebackers or the D-line, we got to do it cohesively as a defense. And that's going to be the challenge to us as coaches, is to make sure that the communication is there. And the great thing about Coach Coughlin, though, is that his pride is not a factor. I'm saying, I'm just going to run this defense because this one. No, what can your guy do, Drew? Coach Johnson, what can your guy do? Okay, what can he do? Well, let's do the things that he can and do the things that he can, and let's make our defense better.